This is another part of Ryan's success series. We're talking about how to build a success mindset. If you haven't already, make sure you watch the other videos in the playlist before this. Today, what we're going to be talking about is inversion thinking and why it's so important. A lot of times when we think about success, we think about all the good things we can do, but also we want to focus on bad things that we should be avoiding. And the way to do this is inversion thinking. Inversion thinking is like you take your journey towards success of doing all these kind of beneficial things for yourself, and instead you look at the opposite of what kind of negative things did you avoid to get to success. So one big example is like imagine, right, that you have to work very hard to become successful. Well, inversion thinking would be like, okay, how many temptations and times of giving up or just giving in to not working hard did you have to avoid to become successful? And I think this is really cool because it gives us a good reality check on the fact that success is both-sided, in that you will have to see the positive part of working hard as well, but you also simultaneously have to reject the easy, very appealing thing of just like giving up or working less or just, giving into your comfort of just taking a lot of rest when you don't need it. And this is really what inversion thinking is perfect for. Right? So I think the important thing is let's imagine and be very real with ourselves. Imagine you have some sort of goal that you're trying to achieve, okay? Let's say I want to, lose weight. Okay, if this is your goal, let's imagine that you spent a couple months trying to achieve that goal and you just completely fail. Now let's take a look. Why did you fail? Think about this in your head about reasons specific to you why you actually failed. And you can probably come up with a pretty good list. And now, before you even start working for that goal, I want you to look at that list of reasons why you failed and try to cross off each one of okay, what am I going to do to make sure this is not a reason that I failed? So I think one of the biggest things maybe for a diet is if you constantly have sweets in the house that are in reach and very accessible, it's going to make you, want to eat them more. And so as a result of that, if you keep them out of the house, that'd be a way to solve that problem. So let's say for the diet, one way you failed was that, I just ate too many sweets. So you can think ahead of time and plan proactively for how do I get rid of that failure before I even begin. And this is really the key to inversion thinking. It's like thinking about the flip side of success. It's like, how do I avoid the temptations? How do I make sure that, success is not only about willpower, it's also about the systems. And inversion thinking really helps you build the systems. It's like, if every Friday night, my friends will always be at this one restaurant. And we know that every time we go to that restaurant, what happens afterwards, we go out drinking, we go out partying, and the whole night is just, partying, right? Well, then if you know that ahead of time and you're trying to work on yourself, you're trying to improve yourself, you're like, okay, let me stop going with them to that restaurant, because anything that happens at the restaurant eventually leads to partying and drinking and ruining of the night. And then that's the way you can do inversion thinking. It's not expecting yourself to have this super strong willpower to push through and still tell your friends, no, I'm not going to go out. It's understanding that, okay, the problem is when you get there, it becomes very difficult to try to, tell them no. So the key is just don't go. And then that will allow you to work on yourself and do all these other great beneficial things that are going to lead to your growth in the end. So that's really what inversion thinking is. Putting a very different twist on how we think about success and marketing it more as how do we avoid certain failures that are very avoidable from the beginning. You will still fail on your way to success, but it's how do we minimize how many times we do fail in ways that are preventable? And that's how inversion thinking can help you build your success mindset. If you have any questions, put in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.